Alright, take 3. This is my third attempt. I just got a new, what do you call it, capture card for 20 bucks. It's a cheap Chinese thing, but I'm still getting used to it. So last time I had Echo, so I'm going to try it again here. I'm going to demonstrate the Batocera v36 on the Steam Deck here. This is my Steam Deck hooked up to a docking station and into a capture card. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the awesome things on it. There's a number of classic computers which really need a keyboard to work 100%. I just have them on here for reference. Anything that Batocera accepted, I installed. So if it accepted ROMs for the Acorn Atom, I installed it, even though I likely will never play a game on the Acorn Atom. But I'm just going to go through and show you the cool stuff here. Okay, second, there's the BBC microcomputer. Again, this is an old computer. Likely would never play it, but it's cool to have it here for reference. Same goes with the Acorn Electron and the Archimedes. These are all old computers. Amstrad CPC and the Amstrad GX 4000. These are machines that are popular in the UK. I don't believe we had them here, but we might have. I just never fixed it. You can see the graphics here pretty low, but okay. It's still cool. This is another old video game system. Apple II computer and the Macintosh and the Apple II GS. There are games on here. Black Cauldron was a game that I played when I was a youth. Arachnoid, Battle Chess. These are pretty decent games, but they're also available on other platforms, so it's probably not best to play on the Apple II GS, but good to have it anyways. But the two arcade emulators that are on the Batocera are MAME and FB Neo, Final Burn Neo. And I have a full MAME ROM set on here. And yeah, there's quite a few MAME ROMs here, and I'll demonstrate one of these here in a second. See if I can find one here that they're launching. Would be bubble bobble. One nice thing about Batocera. Oh, why didn't I start? Oh, I probably don't have the samples for it. I'm still working out a couple kinks. I think I need main samples on here still. But one cool thing about the Batocera is that, and I'm not sure if I'm even pronouncing that right, but that's what it looks like to me, Batocera. There's bezels are included, and this is actually the mega bezel that I'm using, and the bezel is the border that goes around the screen. And the mega bezel actually reflects light off the screen onto the bezel itself, which I think is really cool. I don't know if you can see that when there's a bright light on the screen, you can see the bezel. Like right now, it's basically being decorated in blue. And so there's like a reflection there that's pretty high on resource costs, but I think it's worth it. It looks cool. That's an awesome effect. But yeah, this is MAME, and MAME is awesome. Everybody knows MAME.
Code troopers begin their invasion of the planet Warren, Bucky's home planet. That slithering pack of elf bums stuck in a maze!
How can they do such a thing?
games that are on here, and not the newest version of MAME. It's an older version. I think they do that for performance reasons. I'm not sure, but still good. The older versions of MAME are faster, basically, than the newest versions. But there's a bucket here. Alright, I got a lot to show you, so let's move on from here. To exit a game, you press start and select. And it's unified across all the games. Start and select to exit. Final Burn Neo is the next one. This is my favorite arcade emulator. Some of these games have retro achievements, which is pretty cool. I'll go ahead and boot up Ninja Turtles here. It's all integrated into retroachievements.com, and so if you see in the upper left hand corner, I'm going to say I have so many achievements out of so many. I'm logged in as Rye, and I have 2 of 30 achievements unlocked. And when you're playing the game, if you unlock one, it pops up with a little notification that so you've got an achievement. Just like the consoles. Kind of hard for me to play because I'm like shooting down the traffic station right now. Yeah, Batocera installed on a 500 gigabyte SD card. That's the biggest one I have. I wish I had a gigabyte card because I could use a lot more space. I wasn't really that high, so Batocera is also totally separate from Steam Deck. It's all installed on the site. Nothing gets installed on the Steam Deck itself. It's all hands off. There's no interference with Steam at all. If you start it, you hold the power button down, press power when the system's on. And that will give you the boot manager, and you say boot from the SD card instead of the hard drive. So you guys, it'll be fun. Alright, I got lots more to show, so we're going to move on. Start and select, exits the game. And that's Final Burn Neo. Not quite as many ROMs supported as MAME, but I think it runs them better, in my opinion. Okay, so now we're getting to consoles that are a little more relevant to me, anyways. I had a 2600 back in the day, and I'll show you how the ROMs are set up here. Basically, yeah, it's not a full set, but it's a good set. Let's say it's everything that's worth playing, and more. Basically, it's a 1G, 1R set, which means what stands for one game, one ROM. So, if there's a US version of that ROM, I have that US version. If there's only a Japanese version of the ROM, I have the Japanese version. And if there's Japanese and a Europe version, I'll have the Europe version. So basically, it prevents you from having being overloaded with ROMs. So basically, it's the best version of each ROM. And yeah, this is a 2600. Pretty awesome system back in the day. Doesn't exactly hold up, but so cool. Atari 8-bit. These are the two 8-bit computer systems that Atari put out: Atari 800 and the Zegs. Pretty cool. Here for reference mostly. There's not really any reason to go back and play these games, but we have the 5200 here, which again was oops. Oh shit. I've lost it. Haven't played this in a while. Alright, just start and select, exit out of here. Atari ST, this is another computer system. This is a little more modern. Still not cutting edge, but a little more modern than the other 8-bit computers. I think this is I guess a 16-bit computer. And of course the 7800, which is a little bit better. Not much better, but I'll just boot Big Doug real quick. Ah, shit. That's Big Doug on the 7800. We have the links here.
Thanks for the ride.
There's some pretty good games on the links. It's not a bad system, really. some of these old handhelds are pretty fun to play on a big screen like the Steam Deck. And the ill-fated Jaguar, which is pretty bad, to be honest. But I think there's some okay games on it. It'd be cool to explore the library one day. I really haven't. I don't know too much about the Jaguar, but this is it. Not bad, Mario Kart ripoff. Could be 64-bit processor. I don't know if you can hear that static. I think that static is caused from my, I know it's caused from the capture card that I got for $20. Oh dear. The capture card is it's not a good capture card. But let's move on from this. Okay, leaving Atari and on to Astrocade. This is an old console, really old console, and yeah, mostly for reference and educational purposes. I mean, the games are okay, but I kind of find it hard to get out of this one. Then we had the Wonder Swan, which is like a Game Boy competitor. It was only released in Japan, but it's on here. And its successor, the Wonder Swan Color. Some of these games were okay. Basically, Super Nintendo level graphics. The Gamut. This is an old ass system. I'm not even sure if it runs on here. I threw the ROMs on here, but don't know if it actually works. Let's try it out. This is an old handheld system. I don't know what the buttons are. There's the input settings. The system. Start is this. Whoops. Start is this. Select is this. Okay, now it should work. don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, so this is a like a Arkanoid Arkanoid clone. Neat, but you're not gonna spend the whole night playing this. That's for sure. It's cool to explore the libraries, though. I think it is. Anyway, so that's the gamut. $1990. It's another computer called the Computer Lynx. I honestly know nothing about this one, so we'll move on. The Casio PV1000. This is a Japanese-only system. I dig dug again here. Seems to be the theme of this video. I don't know if the button is set up. Probably not. Input the system. Start. Like. Button 1. Oops. Yeah. Let me delete it. Yeah, how to delete it. Anyways, button 2. Should be enough to start. I'll figure that later. I screwed up the controls though. Old ass system. There for educational purposes. The ColecoVision, this is a system that I'm familiar with from my youth. Basically, actually this is a good one to show. This is one of the first games that Hideo Kojima from Metal Gear Solid, first games he worked on, actually. It was originally on the MSX, which is also on the Batocera image here, but I don't know if you're supposed to catch the fish. I think you are. Or avoid the fish. I didn't catch a fish before I asked it. Anyways. One of the games that my neighbor had back in the day was Smurfs. And I was totally blown away with it back in the 80s when I saw it first. Thought that the graphics were totally next gen looking, because I had only seen the 2600 and the VIC-20 at that point, so this was incredible to me. But looking back at it, I don't know why I was so enthralled by it. But hey, this game has achievements actually. This is one of the games where the button doesn't jump. Pressing up jumps, so it's kind of difficult to control. Anyways, that's the Smurfs. The Coleco Atom is a computer that's related to the ColecoVision somehow. I'm not too familiar with it. The Commodore PET. This is an old ass system. I don't have much experience with it, but it's on here. With the all the available ones. And then the VIC-20. This is my first computer. And I have a lot of fond memories with this thing. One of the games that I used to play back in the day. I think I only owned one game for this thing, and that was this Gorf. But there's no video for this, so just move on. Commodore 64. There's a ton of games for this. I'm not too familiar with it, but you know, it's probably better than the NES as far as graphics is concerned. I think maybe maybe a little less, maybe a lot less. But that's the Commodore 64. PDP-1. This I don't think will run right now. I just threw the ROMs on here. This is the first video game that ever was created in 1962, called Space War, and it was the PDP-1 was a big old mainframe computer. It took up like a whole room, I think. But now it's easily emulated on the Steam Deck. Easy RPG. This plays games that people create in RPG Maker. So I don't have any experience with this. I just downloaded a bunch of games. See if it launches here. Finally tweaked all these systems, so there might be some instances where the bezel cuts off the screen and stuff, but it's easy enough to turn off. I just haven't done it yet. Now this is something that I just became familiar with recently. This is called Mugen, and it's a free fighting engine created by fans for fans, and it's pretty awesome. Basically, if you have skills, you can create characters and put them in this Mugen engine and basically create your own 2D fighters. I'll show you Mortal Kombat New Era. And there are a lot of characters in the roster for this game. I think it'd be cool to play these. Just have a random session back and forth. You could play all day and not get bored. So this is single.
Choose your destiny. Don't make me laugh.
Versus the Undertaker.
Round 1, fight. Wins.
Electro? Don't know this guy.
Round 2, fight. Finish it. Echo wins.
So that's a Mugen. Okay, versus Reptile.
Round
This is who
1,
I
fight.
need to pick.
Echo wins.
Alright, let's move on. Start and select exits. Now, Ikemen is a spin-off of Mugen, and I really just became aware of that this week. What Ikemen does is it was rewritten, I believe, in Google's code, whatever that is, I forget. But it supports NetPlay, so you can play online. With Mugen, you have to have a friend close by, but with Ikemen, you can play online. So I'll just show you this. This particular Mugen doesn't have a list of 1,000 characters, but I think the quality of the characters is probably a little better.
Don't hold back. Let's turn up the heat. Round 1. Fight.
This is really a professional, real and Street Fighter All Stars. Arcadia, this is an old ass system. Here mostly for reference purposes. Adventure Vision, this is really old graphics. Vector graphics. With a boy aesthetic. Game Pocket Computer. Not familiar with this one. I haven't messed around with it. Really basic. 1984. So it was basically it was an LCD game. Super Cassette Vision was also 1984. It's really old. Still neat, but old. This is 1976, Channel F. This is real old. Robot War. This is an interesting system. It's called the Low-Res NX, and it's not actually a physical machine that was ever created. It was specifications were created, and it's used for people that program. Basically, can make games for this system that doesn't exist. Basically, the specifications exist, but the physical product doesn't exist, as far as I know. And these are some really basic games that beginner programmers, I guess, can use to hone their skills. So that's Low-Res NX. The WASM-4, WASM-4, same deal. This is a fantasy console. It doesn't exist. Only the specifications exist, and people code to the specifications and create games and release them on the internet for free. And actually, all these games have achievements built in. But yeah, this is really old and slow. Wow. Really slow. But if you want to learn programming, it's a cool way to cool way to learn. Okay, next on the list is a 1995 console called the Super Akan. I don't know too much about this one, to be honest. No pictures, but I have videos, please. Like a Bomberman ripoff here. I'll boot it up. I thought this was Japanese. It says US, but it's definitely a Japanese console. Gotta go with it. Looks like this is a Bomberman ripoff. Anyways, cool, but not quite amazing. GP32. I don't know where this was released, but that's another handheld from this one's from 2001. The Game Master, the Hard Tongue Game Master. This is a 1990 game console. Really basic. Probably not even as good as the Game Boy. The BC 4000 from 1978. No pictures for those. The Ardu Boy. Now this is a fantasy console that actually exists. So people make games for this and release them on the internet for free. The specifications are all out there for free. And I'll see if I can boot one of these up. And you can buy the console and play the games that you code for. I paused it. I don't know how. So we'll exit this. Odyssey 2, 1978 again. Old ass system. That's pretty good for its day. 1978. I think this was the best console out there back in the day at that time. As far as graphics and stuff are concerned. Television. I didn't have one of these. My friend Dennis had one. I remember playing it, but kind of difficult to go back to this, to be honest. But I'll boot one of these up. I should have the control set up. Yeah, this is set up. So you get the flags. Alright, I'm getting annoyed with that music. v36, this is a console from the 80s, vector-based. The console actually had a screen built into it. I actually wanted one of these, but they go for about $400 on eBay, so kinda kind of hard to shell out that kind of money for those purposes. Oops. MSX. This is a Japanese computer from Microsoft. That was their attempt to standardize computers back in the 80s. A lot of games for the MSX. There's actually 4 versions of the MSX. I only have ROMs for 2 of those 4. Yeah. You see like Dragon Quest and stuff that was on here. I'll just boot this up real quick. This had no scrolling. It's the Nintendo NES. I think the screens changed. You know, when you left the screen, it moves like Zelda and not like Mario. So yeah, it's Dragon Quest in Japanese. And the MSX2. I didn't know there was a Castlevania game on here. Just need to boot this up real quick. I'm curious myself what it looks like. And it has achievements. Maybe I can get an achievement and show you what it looks like when you get achievements. Okay, this is Castlevania 1. So this Batocera installation that I have here basically has all my ROM sets from my arcade machine. Basically, I spent a lot of time curating them and organizing them. And all that is work that was well done, because I'm able to reuse it here. Castlevania for the MSX2. You can actually play Windows games on this. I installed a couple Windows games, and they run great. To show you, for example, this is one of the games that I'm currently playing right now, Infernax. It's a great game, and it runs great on this. It's emulated via line. This is Windows emulated for Linux, and that's how it goes on the Steam Deck. Hold the gate. I don't know, like, what level of graphics you can, like, it does do 3D. This is a 3D game. I haven't thrown anything on here that, like Doom Eternal, that would actually push the system resources, but it does do 3D very good, because this is a 3D game, and
Our next rescue
it's a remake of an older game, but you know, it runs very fast. No problem with frame rate or anything like that. You're not running well over 100 frames per second here. I don't know where you go. I have my looking up and down backwards here, so no issues for me. Anyways, a little dark here, I can't see, so I'm gonna move on. So it does emulate the Xbox, and I'll boot up the Xbox game here, Halo. It runs great, from what I can see. Definitely runs at 60 frames per second. Xbox emulation has come a long way in the last couple of years.
Sorry for the quick thaw, Master Chief. Things are a little hectic right now. The disorientation should pass quickly.
Welcome back, sir. We'll have battle ready staff.
Chief, please look around the room. I need to get a calibration reading for your battlesuit's diagnostics. Good. Thank you, sir.
I'm bringing your health monitors online, sir.
I'm gonna just exit this, because there's still a lot to show. Sam Coop. Don't know anything about that. This is a screenshot gallery. Apparently I've taken 2 screenshots that I'm not aware of. This is the Nintendo, Sega, Namco Triforce system. Basically it was used to create Nintendo arcade machines. And they actually run pretty good on this, but I know the controls aren't set up correctly, so I'm not going to be able to demonstrate it too much besides just getting into it. There's a few minor tweaks that I still need to make, but yeah, this is the arcade Mario Kart that came out in I don't know, 2010 or something like that. Set up the controls on this thing still. But yeah, that's that. Let's see, what year was that? 2003, not 2010. So now we're going to the real consoles here, and this is the meat and potatoes of the thing. TurboGrafx 16. I have all the ROMs set up in 1G 1R format, and also folders with specific games like hacks, homebrew and unlicensed games, Japanese games, and translations. So these are games that were in a different language, most of the time Japanese, but they're translated into English by hands. Released on the internet. I'll boot up one of these here real quick. I love this game. Airzock. There's Knock, is it the swing there? He is a swing Knock. Alright, moving on. And I had the same basically directory structure for all the games. So all the Japanese games are in a folder called Japan. All the translations are in a folder called Translations. And there's no hacks for the TurboGrafx CD that I am aware of. They would show up. Boot up one of these here. This is the TurboGrafx CD system, PC Engine CD. These book 1 and 2. CD system when I was younger, but I did have the TurboGrafx 16. I just didn't have the CD attachment of the Turbo Duo. But this was pretty impressive back in the day because up till now, like you would only seen like Atari and Nintendo, and all of a sudden you have like these cinematic games coming out that have like anime and anime graphics. Really impressive back in the day. Professional voice acting, professional artistry.
Ease, the ideal utopia. Once a country so peaceful and prosperous. A country where children were as free as the wind. A country where harmony blew through the hearts of all men. Ease. A kingdom ruled by the wisdom and charity of its 6 powerful priests. An empire watched over and blessed by the enchanting aura of its 2 beautiful goddesses. East, the seemingly tranquil paradise, suddenly pulled from the height of its civilization to the empty abyss.
Here's a cool cutscene. Still not full screen though. Great music from this game. Actually, all of Falcom's games have great music, but this one is particular. It starts off with you getting off a boat and starting your quest. Swordsman. And fortune teller. She basically tells you need to get prepared, so you have to go sword, a shield, and armor over here. But you can't buy all of them. You can only buy a sword and the armor. You only have 1,000 gold. Let me go out. I played this game on the Master System. But this version is my favorite. Anyways, I'm not going to show you these. I just wanted to sell this in the bar and get 1,000 gold for it. Golden gates. Later. So yeah, that's the TurboGrafx CD. And we had the Super Graphics, which was the ill-fated successor of the TurboGrafx PC engine. 5 games ever came out for it, and they're all good. Ghouls and Ghosts is one of them, and it's probably the best version of Ghouls and Ghosts, best home version of Ghouls and Ghosts there is. That's Ghouls and Ghosts. On the Super Graphics. Next we have the PCFX, which is a system that I'm really not familiar with. NXT basically banked on full motion video as the next thing in video games, and of course it was 3D, not full motion video, so the system really didn't do very well. I only have I don't know, 9 games for this system. I wanted to get the top 10 games, but they really weren't top 10. There's only a top 8 or 9. Move on to the Nintendo. This has a number of folders here. The first folder is the Famicom Disk System. These are Famicom games that came on floppy disks. And we have hacks and translations for the Famicom Disk System, and also hacks for the Nintendo itself, homebrew and unlicensed games for the Nintendo, Japanese games for the Nintendo, or the Famicom, NES on a chip, translations, a lot of translations here. These games were all translated by fans at different times and made available on the internet, and I've collected them all and put them in here. And unreleased games like California Raisins, Hero Quest. What was it, a Wall Dog? A lot of people I've never heard of. But yeah, that's the NES. It runs great on the Steam Deck, of course. If I get an achievement. Some of these games are a lot of fun. Anyways, that's the NES and the Steam Deck. Game Boy. Yeah, again, hacks, homebrews, Japan, translations, and unreleased. These are actually pretty fun to play on big screen. I find it a lot better to play on emulators than the real thing, really, because it's hard to see the Game Boy screen, and with the emulators, it's much easier. For Super Nintendo, there's a number of folders here. We have hacks, homebrews, Japan, PAL, and then we have a Satellaview, which is their modem service, where basically you could download games, and these are all Japanese games. The Safami Turbo, which is something from Bandai related to the Super Nintendo. I'm not even sure what it was. There weren't that many games for it. This is interesting. This is I don't know. Earlier I tried, and when it runs fine when it's not docked, but when it's docked it has some lag. But the MSU1 is basically digital audio for the Super Nintendo, and so it replaces the music with CD-based audio, and it sounds great. Yeah, so when it's on the Steam Deck, it's fine, but when it's ported, it sounds like shit when it's going through a monitor, but it does. So this is really cool though. The MSU1 games, because it adds a lot to the games with better audio. And then you have the Super Game Boy, and you have Game Boy and Game Boy Color games, which will run in color, basically with the Super Game Boy attachment. And of course, these are all the Super Nintendo games, the regular USA ones here. What if you? Virtual Boy. You don't get the 3D effect, but there's still some pretty decent games on this. Not many though. And we got the N64. I think I have the game zipped up, and they shouldn't be. Game Boy Color. Again, these are better to play on emulators than the real hardware, I think, just because of the screen. Yeah. And the N64 DD, which is like a zip disk for the Nintendo 64. It was a Japanese-only accessory, and basically you could do things like create your own maps in F-Zero and do Mario Paint and stuff like that. Not too familiar with it, to be honest. GameCube runs good on the. I only have about let's see, 12 games on here, but there's a space limitation with the 500 gigabyte SD card. But I picked out some of the best ones, and they're on here. They run great. Game Boy Advance. Again, we have hacks, homebrew, Japan, translations, and unreleased. And then all the USA games here. And again, better to play on an emulator than the real hardware for these things, in my opinion. Pokemon Mini. This is like a VMU type little memory card thing. Not a whole reason to play these games, but they're pretty cool that they're on here. And we got the Nintendo DS, hacks and translations. Quite a few games. For the Wii, I only have two rare games on here right now. They don't take a lot of space up, but yeah, they work great. This is a remake of the original Castlevania by M2, which there's a lot of emulation on the different consoles. They work with Sega and other manufacturers, and they bring a lot of their games to old games to the consoles. They're pretty good developer, really. Wii U also runs good. I don't have a ton of games on here, especially a ton of big games like AAA games. I mean, but here's Super Mario World to give you an idea of how it runs. Well, not Super Mario World. Super Mario 3D Land. 3D World. This is a water world. Basin level. Ah, I missed the blue sky. Yeah, runs great. And that's Super Mario 3D World. Okay, what's next? Old ass system. Beats of Rage. This is interesting. This is basically similar to the Mugen, but instead of a fighting game, it's a beat 'em up engine. So it's a fan-made, free beat 'em up engine that people can basically create assets for this engine and create their own games and high quality games, and it's quite good. Good, right? Jesus. Anyways, they don't have the best ones picked out yet. I just threw a couple of them on there. Shut up, man. Ports. No, this is. I spent a lot of time working on this. Basically, you got Diablo and the expansion Hellfire. Wolfenstein 3D. I'll just boot this up real quick. Anyways, that's Wolfenstein. And with GZ Doom, this is basically a software which is a new engine for Doom. So it takes the Doom assets, but runs them in a new engine, and you can run mods and everything. I spend a lot of time setting up the mods here. But I'll just show you like Project Brutality real quick. This is a mod for Doom, and it's completely kick-ass. And I'll demonstrate a new mod called Doom Infinite, which is a roguelike, and it really is awesome. This is just a demo version of it. I can't wait for the people to complete the full version, but it's really cool. So you got a box here, a random box. And a random weapon. And then you start your run. So yeah, you got Urban Brawl, the Ultimate Doom, Chex Quest 1 and 3, Free Doom, Doom 2, X, Harmony, Heretic, Exen expansion, Rise of the, I forget what that's called, and this cool mod called Wall Purges. It works for Doom, Heretic, and Hexen. We have PR Boom, which is more of a authentic experience. Quake 2 and Raze, which Raze is really awesome. It runs all the build engine games, so like Duke Nukem and Blood and Shadow Warrior and stuff like that. So I'll just show you. A Blood expansion here, real quick.
The Festival of Blood continues! Ah, shit. Anyways, that's Blood. Great game. And, got Duke Nukem here.
Let's rock. Damn, those alien bastards are gonna pay for shooting up my rug.
Oh shit, started it again. Half-Life is on here, and the expansions for Half-Life, they run pretty good. Cannonball, this is pretty cool. This is Cannonball takes the ROMs from the arcade Outrun, and it's basically a new engine, 60 frames per second, high-res textures, or high-res graphics and stuff. But it's authentic because
Get ready.
it's usually it's the game run. run engine modification. And Ion Fury, this is a build engine game, and Quake, and some other type of little games. I'm not gonna go into those. Zelda Classic. This is a remake. This is a total remake of Zelda. Basically, I don't know what language they used, but buy something, will you? No, I won't. Anyways, that's Zelda Classic. I don't know what this is. Pi Games. This came installed on the Batocera. Everything I've shown you, I've installed on Batocera itself. It becomes bare bones, but this was actually included on it, and I haven't really checked it out. But it's like some kind of trivia game on retros. Might be cool. I haven't checked it out. Atomic Wave. These are, I'll boot one up. Yeah. These are arcade games from the 2000s, based on Dreamcast hardware. Pretty good. Put my quarters in.
The time of recollection. One. Decide destiny. Decide.
This is a North Star guy. SG-1000. This is the game system that preceded the Master System. It wasn't released in the US, and the graphics are pretty basic. But there are a couple good games on here, like Sega Ninja. I think that's one of them. I think it's just called Ninja. Ninja Princess, that's what I'm talking about. And this game has achievements. I'd really like to get an achievement so I can demonstrate that. So, moving on. Almost done. We got the Master System. Classic System, which I owned back in the day. And, yeah, this is, follows the one game, one ROM format. A lot of Brazilian games, a lot of UK games, because they didn't come out in the US. But, yeah, it's a full set of 1G, 1R ROMs. And we have the Genesis and the 32X. It's actually not a bad system. It failed really badly, but I'll boot it up here real quick.
Virtual Racing!
The 3DX. Again, we have hacks, homebrews, Japan, unreleased, and translations. Here's the MSU one as well. This is audio that basically CD audio for Genesis games, but I have a feeling it's going to do the same thing as it did with the Super Nintendo, in that it doesn't play back right, but it does play back in handheld mode. I don't know why it's not playing back when it's connected here to the with MC1 enhancement. These MSU1 ROMs, basically they're pretty big, and when you hook them up to flash carts. They play on real hardware, so you get the CD audio on real hardware, which is pretty neat. But yeah, got a bunch of translations for games that didn't come here or games that were censored. Not that many, but and some unreleased games. And then the regular USA games here in the front. We got the Game Gear. We got the Sega CD. I think I pretty much have a full set of Sega CD. And Sega M2. The emulator is really not, it runs, but the emulator is not great for this, so not a problem. It's not a problem for the Steam Deck, it's just the emulation isn't that great for the M2 or AM2. Definitely playable. Anyways, that's the that's the Sega Model 2 emulator. Saturn, only got a couple Saturn. But they run great, so. And then there's a Model 3 emulator, which again is not the best emulator out there. But it does run. Actually, I haven't tested this one yet, so I'm not even sure if it does run. We'll see. Controls aren't set up yet.
Select the level of the car. Normal car. Max, or automatic.
I'm not even sure what the hell buttons I'm pressing.
Start your engine!
we got Naomi, which is similar to the Atomiz Wave. It's based off of Dreamcast hardware, and these games all run great. Do up one real quick. Anyways, that's Naomi. X1 is a Japanese computer. It's the predecessor to this thing, the X68000, and the X68000. It was an awesome machine. Basically, it really had games that were arcade perfect back in the day, compared to anything else. But I think the system cost about $3,000 back in the day, so it's pretty rare, even in Japan. So, but the games were arcade perfect for the most part. Awesome computer. a lot of shooters on this. Neo Geo, full set. Runs great on the Steam Deck. That's the Neo Geo. Yeah, like I said, it's full Neo Geo ROM set, every game that's available. For the Neo Geo CD system, I only have 5 games, but there's the 6 games. They're the 6 games that are exclusive to the platform. So these 6 games were not available on the cartridge system. We got Neo Geo Pocket. Let's see if I can scrape this one. I'll show you how you can download down here, hit scrape. And the reason it's not finding a picture for this one is because all this crap. So I just remove all this stuff and do like that. It should find it. Should find it. Give me a second, man. There it is. Oh, we'll get this one because it's got a picture and see now that there's a picture and a video. Neo Geo Pocket Color. Same thing. I don't know what this is. An ARPG game engine. I downloaded the games, but I haven't tried it out yet. PlayStation. I got a number of CDs on here, but not too many. Just the ones that I'm interested in playing. I'd like to put all of them on here, but if I had a 1 terabyte card, not for all of them, but there's still quite a few PlayStation games on here. Probably the most of any CD system I have. On PS2, yeah, it works great.
Yeah, ready?
Race for the top position.
Actually, there's a little slowdown. It's not hard. So I guess because I'm streaming it, it's probably slowed down, but I never saw it slow down before I started watching. That's the PS2. Hold on, man. I'll take you out in a minute. And just to wrap it up, it's PSP, Tandy, TI-99, some old systems, Game.com, Tommy Tutor, LCD games like those Tiger handheld games. I don't know why anyone would want to play these, but they're there. Video game music player. This is pretty neat. There are about 800, 900 games here. And they're not games, they're just music files for games. And you can listen to game music. I'm gonna take my dog out here, so I'm gonna wrap it up pretty quick. Plug and play games. These are the TV games that you basically plug into your computer or to your TV. It's basically like a joystick that plugs into the TV. MAME emulates these, so I don't know. The Mortal Kombat's not bad, but most of these suck. Creative Vision is another old game. Laser 310 old. Socrates old. E-Smile old. Supervision is an old handheld, and the Mega Duck is another old handheld. And that's basically it. So if you get a 500 gigabyte SD card, I recommend getting Batocera and installing it on your Steam Deck. It's really, really awesome. With that, I'm going to sign off and have a good day. Bye.